Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm going to bake some Betty Crocker chocolate chip muffins out here in the woods. And same procedure as before, except that this time I'm going to use the coil in the pot, which completely changes the dynamics of the whole thing. So, let's get this show on the road. First thing I'm going to do is open up my mix. That was successful. Carry in, carry out. I'm going to oil my pot. Got some canola oil here. Just going to shoot a little bit in there and spread it around. This has worked very well for me. I haven't had anything stick since I started doing it this way. Real happy with this. Did not expect it to be this successful. Okay, got the pot oiled, and I'm going to put some of the mix in to coat it. All kinds of chocolate bits in this. Boy, that smells chocolatey, I'll give them that. Okay, I've got my pot all coated. Now I'm going to put some water in my mix. And like I said before, for me this is the most critical part, because if I get too much in, it'll take too long for the center to cook. And if I don't get enough, it'll come out dry. So I've got to strike a happy medium here. And this is where I really take my time and make sure I've got it correct. The thing is, you can be going right along and it looks pretty good, and you add just a little bit more and it's too much. So I kind of creep up to where I want to go with just a little bit of water at a time. And make sure I get down in the corners of the bag. And if you're wondering, yeah, the mosquitoes are pretty bad out here, but that's just part of the deal. Part of the deal. I could put on a bug jacket, put on all kinds of DEET, but and if I was going to be out here in length of time, I probably would, but I'm just going to bake this. I'm not going to spend the whole day out here. Somebody said it looked like I was making this about the consistency of pancake batter. Well, I've seen a lot of different pancake batter, but basically they've got it right. I've got it so that it pretty well runs right off of the spoon. Okay, now I'm going to put that in my pot. My pot that I've all coated with oil and flour. Now, I've shortened my spacer in the bottom by 1/4 of an inch. The last time I did this in the factory, it stuck to the top of the lid just a little bit. So I've taken 1/4 of an inch off of the spacer, which gives me a little bit more room for it to rise. So I should be all set. Okay, I got my spacer. I've got this in here with space all the way around it. I'll take it off, light my stove, and then we're in business. Now the SS remote I've got today, I had to shim up a little bit because it was too low. So I put a small piece of rock underneath it, which I'll show you in a minute here once I get this stove saturated. There we go. There, I'll show you my setup. Okay, I've got my mix in. Got a space all the way around. I've got my remote over here setting on a rock. I'm using an M2 SB with a windscreen, and I've taken the donut wick off the M2 SB to reduce the flame size. So I'm going to set my stopwatch. I'm going to put the lid on, set my stopwatch, and we'll be all set. I'll come back in, there we go. I'll come back in 15 minutes and we will see what we've got. In the meantime, the SS remote will just keep feeding the fuel and the stove will keep burning it and everything is even. Very nice setup. So, see you in 15 minutes. Okay, it's been just a little over 15 minutes, so let's take the top off and see what it looks like. If it looks good, I will do the stab test with the rod. If it doesn't, I'm just going to let it go another 5. Boy, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Let's no, it's not done, but boy, it sure is looking good. So we'll let this go another 5 minutes and then I'll come back and we'll check it again. About 21 is when I'll do the next check. Okay, it's been just 21 minutes, and I gotta tell you, you can smell chocolate chip muffin all over the woods here. Okay, I think right there is a good place to stop and take it off the heat and let it set and finish cooking right in the pot with a lid on for another 5 or 6 minutes until the pot cools down so I don't burn myself. I did this last time and it worked great. So I'm going to turn the camera back on in maybe 5-10 minutes whenever this pot cools down and we will take it out and see what we've got. But I really think we aced it. Okay, it's been a while. It's been like 15 minutes. So, oh yeah, that's holdable now. So, let's see what we got. It's still kind of hot. Yow. There. We'll bring the camera in. Get a good look at this. Because you've probably guessed, I'm pretty proud of this, that I stuck with it and got to the point where I had something that's nobody can really do any better on. I don't think. I think as far as the quality of the end product, I think using this particular mix, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. At least I wouldn't expect any more. Okay, I thought it was going to stick to the lid, but it didn't. It was fine. All the way around, golden brown on the bottom. Now, I let it set 5 minutes, actually about 15 minutes in the pot and cool down, and it continues to cook while you're doing that. And that's, if it's a little, when you stick your rod in, if it's a little bit doughy, that's a good way to finish it out. Yes. And it isn't doughy in the middle. It's all fine. It's oh boy. Beth and I are going to enjoy this. Cool beans. So, I think, let me move the camera back. Oh yeah. So, I think, for me, this is the way I'll do it from now on. It's fairly easy, and the results is fantastic. I noticed the chocolate bits tend to migrate down towards the lower 2/3. Doesn't seem to be any chocolate bits in the very top. So, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day. Try to get out and do some cooking on your alcohol stove. Wow, it's windy here today. Bye-bye.